3:10 p.m. this Sunday afternoon. Um, looking around, doesn't seem or appear to be too much to be seen. But of course, these days, well, a lot of things can be seen that might not be meant to be seen. As I seem to be capturing and have been for quite some time. And so, yes, this, of course, is a continuation and follow up to my previous content because that's how we rock and roll on this channel, you know? Um, Raw off the cuff. And I would like to state that, um, yeah, yesterday about, it just put quite a hampering to my momentum today. And I have been receiving a lot of downloads, if you will. And so my inner mind is literally buzzing. I brought that to the table in past content. And while I was in, well, not only editing more content and doing what I do as far as in regards to this platform, I have been hearing a lot of aircraft flying overhead. Even though we are under these conditions. Oh, hey, speaking of aircraft, you know what? It just amazes me. My timing, my intuitions of, you know, in regards to my timing. Wow. And I was just going to say that, even though I have been hearing a lot of these flyovers taking place, of which, well, I'm not hearing anything from that one, right? But we also have to consider that our local racetrack is now open for business or something because they are rip roaring up and down that track today. And yeah, you might have been hearing it in the background. Oh, okay, oh, yeah, I think it's just now that I am hearing the sound of, possibly the sound of that aircraft. That's strange. That is really strange. So, okay. Strange, yeah. So, are we starting to get a grip on the realities of this content creator and his life? Once again, I will bring forth that question of why? Why, you know, I'm a nobody, but why does this nobody know so much? I'm ranking up there with such people as Dr. Stephen Greer. And I brought this stuff out before I came across that video that you seen in my previous content, right? Why do I know this, that, and the other thing? Well, once again, I've tried to explain the best that I can how all of this information has come to me throughout my years within this lifetime. And who knows, there might be information that is coming from previous lifetimes or future lifetimes, and once again, uh, it all goes back to that theory of the time loop scenario, okay? It's not been an easy life. And remember what's going on with those in higher positions out there in connection to, well, a lot of the content that I share on my channel. Remember, I'm just a nobody. But I'm putting out that same information as what seems to be coming through these whistleblowers and, you know, all those within the UAP realm. And, yeah, I'm in the know. But why? Well, according to the information that keeps coming to me, I am one of those that is considered as a chosen one. I don't think that makes me special in any regards, other than what I've been doing is trying to share through my observations efforts to expose aspects of reality. That's always been going on, or at least for some strong, long period of time. And I'm connected, directly connected somehow. Well, if this doesn't just look awful tiny, huh? Yeah, it probably blurred right out. And thing is I've also brought forth factors of my personal premonition dreams. I won't go any further into that. Thinking right now is very difficult at the moment. I still just, you know, it is, I mean, I think I have the answers to my own questions, but still, I have to throw that out there of why this nobody knows. Why is it that all these anomalies take place right over my head? Why is it that, I see these patterns? What links me into geometric sciences? and understandings, the occultisms through geometry. Hmm. And how that's linked into the Freemason Society. And how the Freemason Society basically controls the world. And how this stems all the way back to the gods, or the stories of the gods. And yeah, it would take me a long time to really go into categorizing everything chronologically in order into a storyline of understanding all of this. But that's not how it comes to me. My information has come to me throughout a very, very long period of time, and it's just bits and pieces, and I've been putting those pieces together, and now they are finally starting to fit together. And so it's those pieces that I have been sharing right along in one form or another. And maybe now you're starting to see a little bit of the picture that those pieces are starting to provide. We'll leave it at that. There might be some links down below. In fact, yeah, I think I will provide a couple of links. How about some lessons in geometry? And let's go ahead and, well, you can visit Chaos Moogle, Chaos Moogle. Really great UFO content that you might want to tune into because, well, there's some there that looks just like what I captured on April 7th. And there's a lot more. Take care. Current time is 4:55 p.m. And I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the previous recording, even though it might hinder it might hinder the quality thereof, but what I just showed you, I just came back up from the feeding ground, and while I was out there, Spirit, he was down below here waiting for supper, and so I hollered down to him to let him know that I was on my way, in which I had a bowl of my specialty of cat pancakes. And while I was out there, all of a sudden from a couple of different directions, I was confronted by these three young gentlemen. And, well, it was a very great greet and meet of some of the local boys here, young men, sorry. And which one of them just so happens to be the owner of the colored cat. So it was a great relief to have that mystery solved as to the cat with the tracker collar. And that is, in fact, what it is. He's an outdoor cat, and so he has a tracking collar. So yeah, we spent a few minutes talking. Very pleasurable conversation. Although of course I did a good majority of the talking. But they're all three of them are from different locations around me, or around my area right here, and they're all school friends. And well, tomorrow's the last day of their spring break, and so yeah, really good to have that mystery solved. I mean that's a relief off my shoulders, because and I even explained it all, as well as my channel, but because of their ages, I was reluctant to share my channel's name and all, all that good stuff, because I do have iffy content, and I have no idea how my channel is graded as far as for viewers. But yeah, and they tried to get close to Spirit, and Spirit's like, nope, and which he's out there right now. Yeah, he sees me. Yeah, there he is. He's going back to eating, because apparently they must have just walked away. One of them rode away. Yeah. But we'll probably end up crossing paths once again. And I told him that at that given point in time, I might give him my channel's information, and they can go from there. Um, but yeah, they've seen me. They've seen me walking back and forth to town, and so it's just that much more proof in the pudding that uh, yeah, I've got my eyes always around me, watching me, or not my eyes, but eyes on me. Um, yeah, there he is. There's one of the Cardinals. And as far as my previous recording, yeah, once again, unfortunately, it will not come out all that great. And there's things that if you are paying attention, you just might see, but you would have to look within uh, a different sense of reality. I don't know where, I guess maybe he flew off. And Spirit's still out here eating. Not too many cats have come up to the table, and it's probably because of the kids or the young men being out here. Oh, I'm sorry. Not paying attention to what I'm recording. And we got, and while I was out there after they had walked away, yeah, the blue jays started corralling about me overhead out here in the feeding grounds, and I don't know what the weather is supposed to be, but I don't know. Almost kind of feels like there's precipitation in the works of some sort. Once again, I have not tuned into any weather coverage. Just going according to my observations and the feel in the air, because it does feel like there's, once again, like moisture in the air. Yeah, he hears me talking. So anyways, yeah, okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this down, and this will be the last of my content for this day, and that being on Sunday, April 13th, 2025. Thank you, kind, for tuning in. And if you've been keeping up with my content and following right along from video to video, once again, congratulations. More power to you. And I really appreciate it. So take care of one and all. Take care of each other. Most of you, once again, back here on this flip side.